Good morning, everybody. It's me, your wonderful Sarah. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be reading a story that I wrote from before, and I finally finished it. So, but it's called Dinnertime Food Crimes. It sounds weird, but it's like a little chapter kind of feel. So it's a little long, but it's not too long. But I promise it's going to be really good. All right. So it's called Dinnertime Food Crimes, and it's a little short story that took me about a few weeks to finish because I kept going off and on, off and on. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. Let me know if everything's if you like it. So yeah, cool. First impressions. The menu was worryingly long, as was the young waitress's uniform, so that could be forgiven. Apparel could be tarnished at any number of ways, both inside and outside of the kitchen. Accidents happen. A five-page menu was not an accident. It wasn't just that it was long either. The big problem was that there was such a wide variety of dishes, from Italian pasta to American-style barbecue to Greek gyros on a plate. Criminal. The restaurant truly lived up to its name, the worldwide restaurant. At least the wine selection was good. All right, ma'am. Have you had time to look through the menu yet, or shall I come back later? The waitress, whose name appeared to be Leona, according to the tag, seemed tired despite her welcoming smile. Must have had a busy day. I smiled reassuringly. I think I've got myself a good enough look, I have to say. It was a bit intimidating when I opened this. There's so many options. Which one do you recommend, the linguine pasta or the buttered chicken? Her reaction was very telling. Her face twisted ever so slightly into a grimace, but quickly caught herself and made a humming sound like she was thinking. Out of those two, the linguine, I'd say. And out of all of them, I'd probably go with the tapas. She didn't seem too convinced by her own words. Well, then I'll have both the tapas and the butter chicken. Oh, and a glass of Ariella, or Aurelia red. She didn't seem too approving of my choices, and frankly, neither was I. But still, she dutifully wrote them down. Once she was done, I expected her to walk away, but she didn't. She eyed me thoughtfully, then my notebook, which was on the table. Seemingly making up her mind, she bent down and spoke softly. You wouldn't happen to be reporting me from the paper, would you? I smiled. She was quick, food critic, to be precise, from our very own inquisitor. I see. She paused, glanced around, then continued. So let me save you some time. The food here doesn't taste very good. Well, can't say I'm terribly surprised. This menu reeks of the throw shit on the wall technique, and frankly, I've never seen that end well. I joked. The waitress shook her head. It's not just that. This place is not clean. It smells bad. Worse than any other place I've ever worked at, even though I cleaned it every day. We have mold in the basement. I'm sure of it. She cried. Before catching herself, she sighed. If you must do this, can you at least keep my name out of it? Boss would get so angry if he knew I told you. He doesn't believe me. He doesn't allow me down here or down there to check. She begged. I nodded understandingly and she took off toward the kitchen, notepad in one hand, menu in the other. After a couple of minutes, she returned with a glass of red I'd ordered. But this time, she said nothing more than the normal pleasantries one would usually get from someone of her profession, as if the previous conversation had never happened. Feeling almost dizzy, I wrote down our conversation. It made it feel a bit more real. My food had yet to arrive, so to pass the time, I noted down my observations of the staff and the other guests. There weren't many. There were 3 groups there, family of 4, a pair on a date, and the last group was a group of 5 visibly rich men in nice suits. They had just arrived. Interestingly enough, the man who I presumed to be the owner by his chef's attire and general demeanor came out and greeted them enthusiastically. He seemed to know them well, and they chatted loudly as wine bottles were brought out. What was odd was that despite the few guests, this restaurant seemed to have a huge staff. People came and went all over the place, and aside from Leona, I don't think I saw anyone twice. I noted that down as well. Are you enjoying your wine this fine evening, ma'am? A voice said, making me jump. The owner towered above me. He wore a pleasant, welcoming smile, and yet I instantly wished I had never made his acquaintance. I forced a smile. Very much. Your wine selection is excellent. He made a big show of being touched and leaned in uncomfortably close. God, he smelled. You make me blush. Well, I'm happy you think so, because I picked it out myself. My grandfather owned a vineyard when I was a boy, taught me all he knows. He puffed his chest out proudly. I nodded and leaned back into the chair. I see. Did you get any of your wines from there yet, then? I feigned interest. He laughed. God, no. He sold it years and years ago, and the whole area and then some ended up getting turned into pastures. No, I picked out most of my wines by traveling and tasting them on site. And some were recommendations from trusted friends, of course. He motioned towards the 5 wealthy men. Wow. Indeed. Say, ma'am, you wouldn't happen to be a cop or something, would you? He said and sat down opposite me, still smiling. I blinked, surprised. No. Good. You must be a reporter then. He motioned to my notebook, in which plainly displayed all my thoughts I had since my arrival. I swallowed, suddenly feeling nervous. Why do I feel like I should have closed it earlier? Food critic. He seemed amused. Ah, wonderful. I frowned, confused at his response. Restaurant owners were usually not very happy when they figured out my profession. I was somewhat infamous online for my brutally honest reviews. It is? He nodded enthusiastically. Of course. You'll bring us publicity, yes? Spread the news of our worldwide food? Say that here. There is something for everyone. Well, I hope so. I haven't even tasted the food yet. He chuckled. Oh, I have every faith. I mean, you like your job, right? I blinked. Was he doing what I thought he was doing? I took another sip of the wine. I suppose. What does that have to do with anything? I said, feigning ignorance. I mean that it must be difficult to find a new career path in a town where every other fella with a spatula has been burned by your reviews. I mean, I love them. He raised his hands like he was just messenger of bad news. But the thing is, Theo over there may not be such a fan. And he is very well connected. The one who I presume was named Theo looked over and smirked. The owner continued on like nothing was amiss. For instance, I believe he is on the board of the Inquisitor. That is where you work, yes? So he really was doing it. The gall. I see, I said stiffly. I'm happy you do. It would be such a travesty for such a young talent like yours to be robbed of its opportunity to shine, he said, and stood up. Now then, I better go make sure you get your food. I look forward to be reading your review, Miss White, he said before sauntering away to the kitchens. I felt lightheaded and didn't dare move. I had been offered bribes before, but I had never been threatened. I would not recommend the experience. Sure enough, a couple of minutes later, Leona appeared with my food, and as expected, it wasn't very good. Not as horrible as I was expecting. I had certainly had worse, but I don't think that counts for much when you're in my business. As I told her how good my food was, despite my plate being virtually untouched, she smiled sadly, like she knew. But she didn't. She really didn't. I'd get to the bottom of this. I'd get to the bottom of this, whatever this was. Walking out of the restaurant, I pulled up the number to an old friend of mine. Mr. Connoisseur in there was not the only one with contacts in useful places. A week later, I published the article myself. Worldwide Drug Network. Alongside my actual review of their food, of course. I had just come off the phone with the cops. Apparently, there was a huge drug lab right under the kitchens for cooking methamphetamine. No wonder they were such lousy chefs. It wasn't in their usual repertoire. My boss high-fived me proudly. We had a good relationship, and he had promised to take whatever heat came down from the board himself. Our only worry was that nobody named Theo had been arrested with the others, but that was a worry for another day. And that was Dinnertime Food Crimes. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's it's pretty interesting. So I'm trying to build up on more. So, you know, yeah. If you're just coming in, I was reading a story that I wrote, on and off for weeks called Dinnertime Food Crimes about a restaurant who's basically it's basically just a drug lab instead of, actual kitchen people due to the fact that the food is very bad and nobody really likes food and there's so much food in a menu. So she finds it out and then she's trying to figure out like why she doesn't feel right and everything. So hey. But yes, that is the story. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you need to just play back and, listen to it and hopefully you like it, just let me know. Thanks. Oh, wait. Oh. Hello. Good morning. How do you do the? How do you do the? Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing all right. You?
I'm doing okay. I was reading a story that I wrote from like on and off for weeks, and I finally finished it.
How so? Is it a recent one?
It's a recent one, but it's like not recent.
So, I mean, how long ago did you start to write it? Because you said you've been working on it for like weeks and weeks, right?
Yeah, so like the beginning of like 2 months ago.
Okay, nice. I mean, it's a good length. I didn't get to hear all of it, but because I just got in here, but that's cool. I'd like to check it out later.
Yes, it's pretty cool. It's basically like a story of a food critic going into a restaurant and then trying out this food that has like just the menu is too big.
Yeah.
So, but the chief realizes that it's not an actual it's not a good enough restaurant due to the fact that the one
That's full of drug dealers.
Yeah.
So maybe I didn't miss too much of it.
Yeah, she found it out like at the end though, because she was sipping her wine, but she was starting to feel dizzy, and she was trying to figure out why. She was feeling dizzy.
That's not good.
It's never good, no. But it's pretty good. The story itself is pretty nice.
It's a pretty solid title. I like the title too. Dinnertime Food Crimes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
I tried.
Dinnertime Food Crimes. So you've been working on that one for a while. What else you got some more new stuff you're gonna be sharing soon?
Yes. Once I finish them all. Then it'll be, better. It'll be cool. Because I was thinking about like what the that little and the little thing that we were in last night.
Yeah.
About writing. And
oh yeah.
I miss the writing. I do miss my stories, the other stories. But so they're pretty good.
That's cool. I mean, that's cool that you're right on it. I mean, we just were there yesterday speaking with that group, and I was like, oh. It's like, Izzii, like you gotta, Sarah. She's writing. She wants to write. So I hope you didn't mind that I kind of volunteered you for that writing workshop.
Oh no, you're good. It was much needed.
Yeah, I just thought at least I know I put you on the spot, but I just thought if if she can back out or say no if she's not interested or whatever. But I'm glad that you were down for it because
yes, I appreciate
yeah,
it.
they seem like a good group of people that want to they want to do good things. So I think it's going to be a good group for you to hang with.
Y'all. It brought a spark in my soul to just like finish this one because it's been worked
Yeah.
on for a while. But I
Now
think
that's
I got
kind of. Oh, go ahead.
huh?
No, go ahead. I can wait just a moment.
I was just saying that I got a couple.
Good. Well, that's good for me because I would like to check them out, of course, when you
Just
get to writing them.
just.
Nice. All right. Anyway, I don't want to hold you up. Um, I like you. I always like your enjoy.
I'm.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. I always enjoy your reading.
yeah, I'm about to get off here anyway and just
All right.
go 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 on something else.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks for letting me come up and chill for a minute and ask you some questions about your poem. Make sure, hopefully, I get to listen to the full recitation of the poem later. I'm gonna listen to the recording too.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
I have another one. I
Oh,
wanted
sorry.
to.
Thought you were leaving.
I think it's called Pet.
Pet?
This one is called Pet.
PET.
PETS. Pet.
No, okay. All right.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
It seems pretty cool. I'm pretty sure it is gonna be pretty cool.
Yes. It's kind of like a zombie feel.
Zombie. Uh-oh. Yeah.
Apocalyptic.
I'm a friend. I'm a fan.
Apocalyptic story.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the apocalypse story.
Yeah. It's awesome. Awesome.
What is that? You
But
going getting ready to go to New York?
oh no, it muted.
You getting ready to go to New York with that
You said what
accent?
now?
You getting ready to go to New York with that accent? Awesome, awesome.
No, no, no. Not that sick. No, no, not that sick. No, no, sir. No, sir. But it's what do you call it? I can do another accent. I can do a different accent with me.
Okay.
Mhm.
Different accents. All right. Well, I don't know. I can do all kinds of accents too. I don't know. I don't know which ones are which sometimes.
I don't either.
I don't always get them right.
Sometimes I can be doing one accent, but then it's just I don't. It's like
And
the
then it'll
accent
turn
doesn't come
into
out the way
another
I need
one,
it to.
right?
Yeah.
All these random
But
accents come out.
yeah, see. But I might do another story on here like later on,
Okay. Coolio.
maybe. Not sure.
All right then. All right.
We'll see how it goes.
All right. I'm gonna bounce out of here then. Story time with Izzii.
All right.
You've been listening to Story Time with Izzii
Ah.
featuring Sarah Del Valle. Today she read Dinnertime Food Crimes by Izzii, aka Sarah Del Valle.
Yes. 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 Sara del Valle. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All
Moderated
right.
by Hakeem Alibocas Alexander.
That's right. For the moment, for the end. Came in for the tail end.
Yeah, it's okay. No worries.
All right. Nice. All right. See you on the next one.
See you in the next one.
Later.
Now, before I can actually make any kind of podcast episode for you guys, I want to explain one thing. Have you guys heard about Anchor? It's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain how. 1, it's free. 2, there's just many tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. And it'll distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other things like iTunes and such. You can make more money from your podcast regardless on how much you have already. So it's like extra money. Hello, who doesn't like free money? And then, it's everything you need to make a podcast all in one spot. So whenever you can, just download the free Anchor app at, your iTunes store, your Apple store, or your Google Play store, or go to anchor.fm to get started. Thanks, y'all.